Divine Feminine, welcome back for your mid-month update. Those of you who are new, a big warm welcome. Also, there is going to be a launch of a new YouTube account that is completely connected to Twin Flame Journey. So the link will be below. It hasn't been launched yet. January 1st it will be launched. And if you do want to subscribe to this channel, I do the live aspects, psychically speaking. So for the rest of the year, yes, these videos will be here, but then the regular updates, obviously, psychically will be here too. Okay, again, the tribe that has been watching me for God knows how long, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Okay, Divine Feminines, let's see what's going on with you guys in relation to your twin flame path. In the past, okay, there was a great deal of conflict. Are we surprised here? Great deal of conflict, and you really did work very hard to get out of it. You tried to stay in that frequency. Some of you physically outgrew it. Some of you directly have been on the 3D, even away from the masculine energy, have been dealing with aspects of conflict, maybe trying to pick the pieces up, move yourselves forward, and get yourself out of the pickle. Currently where you stand, you've done the full cycle. You know, it might be the aspect of the purging, the dark night of the soul, all the way through to really dealing with your finances, but becoming an all-rounded human being where you're trying to move yourself forward. You've really done a lot of work. Okay. What you're wanting in the future is a fresh start with your twin. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. Let's see. You're wanting a fresh start. Some of you are to the point where you'd prefer to have the fresh start with them, although you are conflicted mentally speaking about what has happened in the past. You're not communicating how you feel about this. You're trying to be brave. You might be holding your cards quite close to your chest. Okay, how are others influencing you? Okay, there could be external stresses around you at the moment, and that's probably where some of this conflict here may have been connected to the twin flame path. However, when we separate from twin, a lot of times situations that were directly occurring within the connection can reoccur outside of the connection till we purge and end that karmic cycle. So physically speaking, it can be that, you know, this cycle is winding up, especially since this is going to be an ending of that frequency. So any person that you're directly dealing with and you're having conflict with at the moment, it could be a boss, it could be directly just in general your twin, the emotions and feelings that you're spiritually purging. The movement that is coming through is maybe people around you are being quite forceful, and that is a part of the karmic path of, you know, something that you need to evolve through to create those healthy boundaries that can prepare you for your reunion. It's causing a lot of conflict though. Yeah, you don't want to keep creating this cycle. And if there are people around you that you're needing to remove yourself from, you're almost feeling that you're a magnet towards it at the moment, or you're removing yourself from those direct dynamics. But it could be the haunting of that frequency coming through that you're playing it over in your mind. It doesn't have to be the direct 3D person or people. Okay, your twin's energy. Okay, in the past there might have been blocks connected to pride or ego in this frequency going on. Currently, it may be they're in that self-deception mode where they're thinking everything is okay, although it's interesting that that's coming through. In the past, they weren't as happy as they literally could have been, and that's why some of this behavior was coming through. But currently, it could be that they either have immature people around them, or that they're knowing that they need to change that dynamic. And look at it from a mature point, but they're not feeling. Again, it's their feelings and opinions about themselves. So the way they're feeling connected to their spiritual path, you know, it's very. They may be looking at you in a way. Okay, how are they looking at this? Some of them actually feel that you don't love them. Again, that's not something you can directly fix. It is a self-worth related dynamic that's going on. Moving forward, They're going to be more rational about how they see things. So whatever frequency they're currently in at the moment, it's actually quite healthy. It's going to help them have this realization. Unfortunately, an aspect of misfortune will come through to directly transform that frequency of them seeing things from a different perspective. It may be whatever has gone on between you within the twin flame connection can be in a karmic cycle occurring on the other side. We do tend to mirror each other, and definitely one thing I found on my spiritual path with my twin was when I acted in a particular way, and that can be any way really, the aha, the light bulb moments you get is directly after the fact of leaving. People around you tend to display behavior that perhaps you were holding within connections in general. And then the reflection comes back and you're like, oh, I think I'm looking at myself in the mirror. And this is another way where another human being can actually grasp the concept that it's an old mindset. And definitely this month was the frequency moving with Jupiter into its home sign and Uranus as well in its home sign. It's really transforming us into this space where it is very much the death of ego. So it's not only the internal now, it's coming out into the open where we directly have to deal with it on the 3D. So a lot of this is happening within this month. Yeah, so something might be taken from them, or yeah, literally like a tower moment, misfortune, so that it will humble them in a frequency sense to help them see rationale. Okay, so others might be delaying you for this cycle to end. You might physically be thinking that this dynamic is delaying you moving forward, because each time you have, perhaps they have re-entered the situation. How others are influencing them. Interesting. They have very agitated people around them. People that have high expectations for them. And I do feel I'm sensing an energy of a family member. This could be a mother or father figure, but it feels an older frequency I'm being shown. It's moved through in their life like a haunting, and they're having flashbacks. Strange. They're trying to see the bigger picture, but the external people are mirroring their childhood-related dynamic of what has brought that trigger point forward. They are wanting to communicate about this, but at the moment the movement forward is they directly need to deal with these burdens and things that they've been carrying for so long. And this, I feel this is more at a level where financially someone in the kin dynamic has needed them in a supportive sense to work, to be the worker, to do what they need to do. And it's actually put a lot of burdens on them. The person may have passed away a long time ago. For some, this isn't for all of you, but also that they haven't healed that core wound, and it feels very important that this core wound be healed and purged. But I do feel there's going to be a realization. It could be due to, yeah, again, love not shown in a particular way. It could be a father-related figure, a learned pattern, or a mother-related figure. But I'm feeling heavier a mother figure, to be quite honest. But it might be a singular message for a particular twin. Yeah, something learned. Okay. Now, your feelings at the moment, you feel like, you know, it's either you're tuning into your twin or it's directly happening to you on the 3D. You physically feel that something needs to fall down in order to bring this back to life. It can be physically happening in your life, and if it is, trust in that process, that is what's needed to move you forward. What you're going to be seeing is that somebody's going to make a sacrifice, but it might be that the energy shifts onto them where a sacrifice is made for them. But it's almost like, how do I put it? It could be even you tuning into the fact that you felt for this connection there was a sacrifice. But you're also frightened that they're going to make promises that aren't true. For some of you, this is due to a pattern of false faces. Okay, their intentions directly are, you know, romantic, and your intentions are, this is the frequency you're going to accept. You're not willing to accept, you're fretful that you will accept below that due to the direct connection and magnetism of the two of you, but your intentions directly are to receive something that you feel you're physically worthy of. Again, it does depend on what wave you are. Okay, you really have worked hard on your frequency to move it out of that melancholia, the sadness. You're trying to tame the sacral chakra, so to speak, at a very tame way of describing it. You do feel there is a potential outcome that it could be a very happy union. It could be a very happy, loving connection. So you see the potential in it. But you need them, I'm hearing you need them to be able to see that in order to get this off the ground. So, you know, you feel in some shape or form you may need to be a friend. And I am saying that a friend is directly communicating to them in relation to choices. Okay. You really feel in the past there was an injustice. So there might have been a lot of conflict, a lot of talking about it. Some senses of what they said might have, for a group of you, taken you really by surprise, where you never thought they would speak in that fashion. But again, it can be hearsay and gossip. Okay, what you're wanting to change. The ego being dropped. Or the blocks within the connection. It can also be connected to a past tense person or directly connected to you. It can be, you know, not standing up to certain female energies for some. And wanting to feel home in this connection and to take this connection to the next level where you feel secure in it. You also know that you can't look outside of yourself for the direct security, so to speak, but some of that frequency, some of you are feeling, is getting a little bit old. The actions that you're willing to take is you're like, show me. Don't talk, show me. Or talk and show me. You really feel actions speak louder than words, I'm hearing, for some of you, that you're physically needing to see if they can put the, is it the gift of the gab, or are they going to put their money where their mouth is? That's what I'm hearing. Okay, connected to contact, if you're going to get contact. I'm seeing that in relation to the ego, if this is dropped, there's potential for that. But for some of them, they need to leave something behind in order to have this communication. And what I'm seeing is some aspects of burdens they've been carrying, which is hurt-related frequencies in the pain body that was connected to a past tense situation. It may have been displayed and projected at you, but it wasn't directly connected to you. During the time, we never can really feel okay with that frequency. But directly speaking, after the fact, when we have this grounding effect and we have this reflective time, for those of us that have been doing the work, we sort of come to an understanding that it isn't directly connected to us, although the behaviour and the betrayals, etc., can be very hurtful. Okay, financially speaking for you, feminine. Your frequency picking up is going to assist you with your cash flow. It's going to assist you with your manifestation, with your internal abundance. It's not quite there yet, but it is getting there. There is luck around the corner. When it comes to love, some of you, I hear you're saying, I'm not contacting. And that's more on your side. It's like, no, love contacts, I don't contact love. Some of you have done work where you feel happy to give the olive leaf, but that be it. Others of you are waiting to see what transforms because of the direct dynamic of your twin and, you know, the things that transpired within the connection. You're refusing to choose to make contact with the person. You're wanting to see if they will make contact with you. And again, depending upon what happened in the connection, some may choose physically not to, due to the fact, not you left them out in the cold, you put your foot down. So they're thinking, oh, okay, haven't seen this happen. And really to the point where they thought you would do the 360 and come back and continue the frequency, realizing then no, you didn't. For those of you who that message is relevant, they're quite surprised. They don't quite know what to do. They feel a lot of space between you and them. And they've really seen a transformation come through in you. It's good. Like I said, it's taken them by surprise. Okay, the path forward. You have no intent to invest in something that you keep losing. Show me that I'm not going to lose you. And it's not an insecurity frequency that's coming through. It's definitely not a codependent energy I hear coming through. It's you haven't seen anything to the contrary yet. So you just feel, until you can see the aspect of the burdens emotionally or spiritually moving, you're just feeling that you need to wait. Or you need to sense it. Some of you are very nervous to even open up. Because of the, you know, you've matured, but you felt there was an immaturity in the connection. And the immaturity could be the lack of the growth within it, not necessarily the person's disposition, but the lack of growth within it, and you're wanting something that can have growth. Okay, I'm getting a very separate message. For some of you, you're concerned about children, or you were both, how do I put it? You're doing the same thing because it's on both sides. For some of you, they're making reference to a time where there was an air miss and they thought you were pregnant. They were concerned about their finances back then. It wasn't that they didn't want the child. For you, the path forward, you're feeling that their energy is because they didn't want it, in your opinion. They're not going to want anything in the future. And that you're coming to a realization that you actually, for some of you, do want children. Others of you, it's more the emotions connected to it. There's also a separate message coming through, thinking a karmic's pregnant. I'm hearing no. I'll leave it at that, okay? I don't generally bother talking about karmics. Okay. Now, in the financial sphere, they're maturing, connected to the finances, but they're also noticing where they were giving too much to other people. At the heart of the matter, again, their esteem is directly connected to how they feel abundantly inside, as much as how they feel they can actually bring the cash component in. To them, in their frequency, they feel that is their role. And the path forward, they're unsure if there will be the happy ending because they don't know how you feel about them. Okay, they're losing faith, but it's more because they're going through, you know, a transformation, dealing with these burdens, possible dark night of the soul energy moving out of it, and aspects of misfortune, okay? So it is transforming, but they're quite stuck. Okay. They are regretful they listen to other people, which is then directly causing the conflict where the burdens are. They may communicate with you in relation to this. And in their contact energy, they feel like a failure. And it might be communication in relation to that. But when they're communicating, the energy that's coming through is they're not wanting to be an enemy. They're actually wanting to communicate what went on. I'll see you during the month. If you are needing a booking, the link is below and I can tune into your path and see how it's actually moving. Love and light.